Dear viewers, let's start where power actually lives. Not in Mantralaya, not in Vidhan Bhavan, but in places most primetime debates barely glance at. Municipal councils, nagar panchayats, ward offices where street lights, water taps, garbage trucks, and birth certificates decide whether a government feels real or imaginary. On December 21st, 2025, Maharashtra woke up to the results of something it hadn't seen fully in 7 years. A complete local body verdict across 288 urban civic institutions. And here is the thing, these weren't routine elections, they were a referendum on control, credibility, and the future map of Maharashtra politics. Hello, I'm Tejas and you're watching Lokmat Times. In this video, let's analyze the results of the Maharashtra local body polls and what do they show about the current political equations in the state. But before that, please do subscribe to Lokmat Times if you haven't already and press the bell icon to never miss an update. Let's talk about the scale first because numbers matter. Two phases, over 1.07 crore voters, more than 13,000 polling stations, and a turnout that would make many state elections jealous. Nearly 68% in phase 1, over 63% in phase 2. This wasn't voter fatigue, this was voter intent. And when the counting began at 10 am today, the story became clear very fast. The ruling Mahayuti did not just lead, it dominated. Early trends showed Mahayuti leading in roughly 196 out of 288 local bodies. That's not a narrow edge, that's organizational depth translating into votes at the last mile. Break it down further and the picture sharpens. Bharatiya Janata Party emerged as the single largest force, leading in nearly 112 councils. Shiv Sena led by Eknath Shinde followed with around 46 councils. Nationalist Congress Party of Ajit Pawar held ground with about 38 councils. And then there is the other side of the picture. The Maha Vikas Aghadi did not disappear, it shrank. Congress leading in 22 councils, NCP Sharad Pawar faction leading in around 13 councils, Shiv Sena UBT leading in 11 councils. Put together, even with independents, the opposition hovered around the mid-50s. For an alliance that once ruled Maharashtra, that number stings. What this really means is simple. The MVA's narrative isn't traveling well at the civic level. Now let's talk about why these elections matter. Assembly elections are about faces. Lok Sabha elections are about leaders. Local body elections, they are about networks. Who can mobilize voters at 7 am? Who knows which lane floods every monsoon? Who can promise a water connection and actually deliver it? And on that test, Mahayuti passed almost across regions. Vidarbha wasn't just supportive, it was decisive. From Nagpur to Amravati, early trends showed Mahayuti leads across a majority of civic bodies. This is where the BJP's cadre politics shows its muscle. Booth level planning, voter list, quiet groundwork. When leaders spoke of targeting a 51% vote share, it wasn't rhetoric, it was rehearsal. Marathwada was supposed to be the MVA's comeback zone after its Lok Sabha success. Instead, the civic results told a more complicated story. Caste churn, Maratha quota politics, local equations beating national narratives. And the result? Fragmented verdicts, no sweeping opposition wave, and space that Mahayuti quietly occupied. Konkan's 27 bodies, especially in Thane district, tilted clearly towards the ruling alliance. Pune division with its 60 councils stayed competitive but never broke away from the larger trend. Even places like Baramati, long treated as political symbolism, showed that legacy alone doesn't win civic power anymore. Local alliances, candidate credibility, groundwork, that's the new currency. Let's not romanticize this result though. The elections weren't all smooth and fair. There were ugly moments. Allegations of voter impersonation, cash distribution, police detentions, court interventions. The Bombay High Court stepping in to unify counting wasn't procedural trivia. It was damage control. Yet, even with all this noise, voter participation stayed high. That's worth noting. People did not disengage, they doubled down. So what does this really signal? First, momentum matters. Mahayuti's 2024 assembly sweep wasn't a one-off. These results show that the alliance has managed to hold cohesion, something many predicted it wouldn't. Second, opposition politics has a ground problem. Speeches travel online, but local elections need workers, not words. And third, this is the big one. Mumbai is next. The Mumbai Municipal Corporation election in January 2026 isn't just another civic poll. It's a 70,000 crore power center, and these results give BJP and its allies a psychological edge going into that fight. Local body elections don't trend on social media the way big leaders do, but they decide who controls contracts, committees, and the everyday state. December 21st, 2025 wasn't just counting day. It was a reminder that in Maharashtra politics, ground power beats headline power. And right now, the ground belongs overwhelmingly to the BJP-led Mahayuti. The real test, whether this dominance translates into governance, people can actually feel. Because voters showed up, they chose, and next time they will judge delivery just as hard. That's all for now. Keep watching Lokmat Times for more such videos.